I'm from Togiak, Alaska. That is here. The original name of that is Duyulyak. I'm a Yupik Eskimo.
For years, Joel Forbes was part of a singing and dancing group. Today, Joel's a tech worker at the startup 60 Hertz, which provides maintenance software to help people in remote places like where he's from troubleshoot and repair energy systems.
Bringing new technology to the old world, it empowers people to better utilize their skills. They're keeping the lights on in their communities, and this software helps them get that data and make sure everything is running correctly.
60 Hertz went through the program Launch Alaska, which may be the world's only startup accelerator that's actually called a deployment accelerator. The idea is to partner startups with local companies to challenge their technology by taking on everything from rough terrain to harsh weather conditions to the high energy costs of Alaska.
We have a lot of really tough conditions, everything from hot to cold. We have more coastline than the rest of the U.S. combined. If you're trying to sell into the electric grid space, we have over 200 independent islanded microgrids. We have one of the world's premier flying communities, so if there's anything that you're trying to do in the air, whether that's UAVs or manned systems or aviation tech, Alaska is kind of the premier testing ground.
Now Alaska appears to be the testing ground for high-level talks between Chinese and U.S. officials. Vandenberg hopes thorny issues over tech will be discussed because it will help address other problems like climate change.
To solve these kinds of problems, we need minds and talent and tech from all over the world. And also, we need our entrepreneurs to be able to access markets anywhere in the world. So we very much sit on the side of free trade.
Tech tensions between the two countries heightened after the Biden administration designated 5 Chinese tech companies, including Huawei and ZTE, national security risks. Chinese officials say this move was counterproductive and will harm U.S. companies too.
I think tech should be the frontline topic for this dialogue. If anything, I think the technology topics are the front line of the China-U.S. tensions. Of course, several years ago, the U.S.-China tensions started with a trade war. But as the trade war evolved, we find that the technology-related topics increasingly become the front line.
Ma, who now lives in New York, came to the U.S. as a student from China more than 20 years ago, with his first stop being Alaska.
It's a great place for this conversation to happen. And so to me, Alaska is such a connecting point.
A literal and figurative connecting point over how the two most powerful tech nations in the world can both lead and compete in a digital economy. Mark New, CGTN, Anchorage, Alaska.